everybody, and happy Saturday. Thanks for joining me. Sorry about that. I think I'm getting an update. Okay. Thank you for being here with me from wherever it is you are. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. I hope that you are going through my content and finding things that you can use or that you like. Have questions? Give me a shout. I can either answer those questions, or I can put you on the path to another creator who can answer that question for you. As many of you know, I'm all about sharing other channels. If I'm inspired, I want you to be inspired, and so I will always share whatever information I find. With that being said, that is sort of the takeoff point for this film today. I want to get to these. Those will come after we get to this. All right, so I have lots of these prayer cards, and most of them I got from the Dollar Tree. And I showed you guys last week these ones that we're looking at. I also showed you the journal that inspired me to want to make a journal using these prayer cards, and I was looking for the right placemat. So Miss Etta, and so I have received two journals from Miss Etta. One was a swap, and one was it was either a giveaway or a happy mail. I cannot remember which, but I do remember the joy I felt when I opened that up, and I've shown you guys both of those journals, okay? So, and I have wanted to, for a long time, make that Bible journal, and so, yes, I found the right placemat. Yay! So Walmart have this one. It will not be quite this big, although it is going to be a thick one. It's going to be a huge, thick, chunky monkey 52-week journal. So I'm not entirely sure I want to do it the way Etta did, which was use the elastic. I love the elastic and the way she did it, but I'm not exactly confident in my skills to make it. So I'm leaning towards going ahead and binding it. This is where that sales sticker was, right there. I could feel it all sticky, yucky. So anyhow, that's where we're at with that. And I'm off today from work. This is actually Friday. You're going to see this film tomorrow, Saturday. And by the time you actually see this film, I'm most likely going to be working on, well, that was weird. I was taking the pink. I scrubbed the pink right off the inside of this pretty easily. Oh well. Anyhow, it's still got some color. I'm going to start this journal now. Going back to El Paso today. I'm going to be in El Paso, Texas. Yay! Yes, we're going to pick up my husband's Father's Day gift. And then we're headed to, I have expressed the desire to go see an El Paso Dollar Tree. So wouldn't that be cool if you could hit every Dollar Tree in the, well, a Dollar Tree from every state? That would be fun. All right, so we're going to make this, and we're going to start this one probably in August. So I've got, why do I need to zoom you guys out or what? So we've got the fall journal. I've got like 3 fall journals we'll be working in. It's going to be fun. So we've got the fall journal, placemat journal. And I went with this because it has the butterfly on it for the outside. Okay, and then we're going to have the prayer journal. And then I was excited because I was trying to find something. Get that here in a minute. I was trying to find something that would go good inside the journal itself. Look what I found. These were at Walmart, and these are vellum pages. Look at that. There's 2 each. Isn't that gorgeous? It's kind of hard to see the pattern. Let's show something behind it. Well, maybe it needs to be something darker colored, right? Let's go with something. So you get some nice flower patterns there. And look at the beautiful butterflies. Isn't that gorgeous? And then just some basic lines. And I'm thinking about swapping these so they go this way, right? So you can actually write on the vellum, if that makes sense. And then we have the beautiful lines. And that's that on that one. Then I was trying to find the paper, right? Just the cardstock. And I didn't want it to be super thick cardstock, and I didn't want it to be paper thin. And this is the butterfly combo pack. And I was not disappointed because it's got a little of everything I wanted and some of the things I didn't want. Let me see if I can find something to open it up here. I've got some Temu stuff coming in. I swear we'll all be forever calling it Temu when it's actually Temu. Temu stuff coming in. And I'll show you what those are. They're dies. Come on. Come on, there you go. They're die cuts or dies that I'm going to use to, of course, die cut and add to. So this is the butterfly paper and cardstock collection. And what I thought was nice about this, and somebody finally wisened up out there in the paper world. As crafters, look at that. Aren't those gorgeous? We like double-sided. Look at, this is the body and then the butterfly. Have to turn it sideways because I don't have room otherwise. This one will probably be torn apart. I'm just not crazy about that design. We'll make something with it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love the hearts. So I saw this and I was like, yay, Miss Etta, you would be proud of me. And here it is in the dark green. Look at this. It's just going to be perfect for my stuff. Miss Etta, you must have been on that Walmart trip with me. Now this I have in other patterns, but I don't know that they have the butterfly. I just don't remember. Now this is a little bright, but when we get to this, I'll show you how you can tone it down. You can brighten paper, you can tone it down, but look at this. Double-sided. Double-sided. Look at the bees. This too is double-sided. This we can knock down the busy. And these gorgeous, I just love these. I was like, I might put my butterfly dies on here to create the 3D butterfly. So these pages might get sacrificed. And I really like this green page. I just thought this was nice. And then we're at the end of the road. But yes, so I now have the paper. I now have the placemat. I have the prayer cards. I have the book that goes with the set. Like the 50, I don't know. I have to I'll pull it out later. But it's called 52 Weeks. What did I do with it? 52 Weeks of the Bible. Oh, the Bible in 52 weeks. So it's going to take me a year to do it, but we get there. This is coming from like something I was gifted yesterday. I went and picked it up, and last night I wasn't feeling good, guys. I was not feeling good. I don't know how many of you know, but I started taking the GLP-1 shots because my health was getting affected by my weight. So I started the GLP-1 shots, and you get to a point where you can only eat so much, and if you go over that, you get sick. And then I was doing these supplements, vitamin supplements, to help me stay healthy while I'm losing weight. And one of them, excuse me, was iron. And then my husband said, I'm not too sure you should be taking all that iron. And so I looked at it. Yes, be careful, guys. Be careful out there, because if you're not supposed to have more than 8 milligrams of iron if you're low. Okay, if you're anemic, you may require more. If you're not anemic, you require very little, to be honest. I didn't know. Who knew, right? So anyhow, I'm not taking iron today or tomorrow or the next week. So long story short, I think that's why I was feeling so bad yesterday, because I was taking 50 milligrams a day, and I had reached a point where it was becoming toxic in my system. So I think that's why I felt so bad. All right. I'm fine today. So I took one of the birds and blooms that I was gifted yesterday, and I'm just going to show you a sampling of them, right? Because there was like 30 of them, right? Birds and blooms. So while I was sitting there kind of recuperating and trying to bring myself around to feeling better, I cut one of them up. I did not throw away more than maybe 3 pages of the entire magazine and the scraps. Most of the scraps went in here so I can collage with them. That's just basically, oh, and then I sliced up one of the covers because it looked really nice. But I got all of this. I got some really nice words out of there. The butterfly place. Now tell me that wouldn't make a nice journal. Excuse me. You could cut these, you could cut these out so they'd fit better. There's another one in here I thought was even better. So we got butterflies, butterflies. So this is all stuff that I got out of one magazine. This is a fall magazine, obviously, you can tell. And then I thought this was really pretty. And we have that fall journal I will be working on. Actually, like I said, 1, 2, 3. But we got this one that has absolutely nothing in it. Look at that, nothing. It is waiting for something like that to happen. Now, I realize, yes, that's shiny, but through the powers that be, you can matte medium this and knock it down so it doesn't have to be that shiny. But I thought that was cool. It says when it comes to plants, it's share and share alike. So that could go there. It could go over here. It could go here. It could go anywhere. So you'll see this book come out again. And I don't remember what I used for my cover on this. See, that's the beauty. I want to say this was a food box. No, well, it might have been. I know this was a Walmart bag. Not a Walmart bag, a Dollar Tree bag. A gift bag that I tore up. So anyhow, yes, we're going to see lots of different journals come out and be utilized with birds and blooms and something else that's at the bottom of this pile. Look at this. This was so cool. Isn't that neat? All the jars of stuff. Autumn orchard. Look at this leaf. I just thought this leaf was cool. Isn't that cool? And then we got the birds, of course. And then different kinds of plants. More butterflies. Look at the apple. Look at the basket of apples. I just thought that was incredible. And then just a strip. There's another bird. Here's our beautiful cardinal. And then I kept this. This is filled. This is how it started out. But look, I kept the words. Autumn. Spectacular. And we have all of the little extras. This would make a great journal cover or center of a page. And then I kept these. It's got the numbers on them. Those were cool. And this I just kept so I can fussy cut that leaf and acorn. There was something in here that I wanted to show you specifically. I hope I didn't lose it. There it is. There it is. Now you could do this a couple of ways. Take my breath away. Isn't that cool words? Nothing on the back, but I thought that's so cool. And we just got the rest of these fall type photographs, okay? But look, life began in a garden. I saw that. So hopefully there's more of those. And then later on, I'm going to do some larger pockets like this from the covers, and then I'm going to put them in a box so we can keep all of this beautiful, beautiful stuff inside. Inside this Ziplocs. And then that way I'll know where it came from. Where my father was born. Not my father, as in my dad. My father is in my gleaning of magazines here. So I hit the mother load on the, boy, I've said mother and father and brother and sister and all of that this morning, haven't I? All right, so I really was blessed by this gift. And so if you are the person who gave this to me and you are watching, thank you very much. You made my whole week. Okay, and then again, this is just extras. This is what I tore up, and I'm going to be pulling out my ugly paper that I don't like, and I'm going to be collaging that on there. Autumn leaves, isn't that so cool? I mean, we're going to be able to make some really nice stuff with this. All right. Now then, this was a major find for me. This was a major aha, love it. But underneath this came something else even better. Look, guys. The Baker Creek heirloom seeds. This is from 2012. All it is a seed book. There is everything you can imagine related to flower seeds, vegetable seeds. I believe there's probably trees in here, shrubs. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? And again, these are going to be used for, I wonder if there's moon and stars in here, because I put there, is that moon and stars? That might be moon and stars. I planted moon and stars. Let's see. White sugar lump, Tom Watson. The true southern watermelon is a boon apart. It's not. What the heck? I'm going to have to go back and watch my own video to see what that was. So I was just hoping to see what a moon and stars looks like. I know it looks like this. So It seems to be growing okay so far. So if I get lucky enough and that produces actual watermelons, I will bring them on board in the form of a picture, of course. But okay, so now let's look at the tomatoes. I planted a lot of different tomatoes. Pink tomato, orange tomatoes. That's kiwi. Okay. Green tomatoes. I planted green zebras, which I think is what these are. And I planted I did not plant those. Bread and salt, that sounds good. These are the pinks. German lunchbox, pink icicle. I did do the pink brandy wines. I did the black cherries. I did the Cherokee purples. I did the yellow pears. Chocolate. That's cool. And I did, what else did I do? I did your typical Romas. Something crimson or crims. Something crim. Golden metal. I will come across it, I'm sure. Okay, so I did the yellow pear. And I did, oh, no, we're into radishes now. So something purple, something crims. Anyhow, I went crazy with the tomatoes this year because my plan was to create a lot of different pastas, gazpacho, all kinds of stuff like that. So we're going to have fun in the garden this year. Anyhow, the moon, back to the moon and stars. If they produce, then now I tried to do the sour gherkins. Didn't work out. Did not work out. I have yet to see one, so I'm going to try again. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So, got this one. Got this one. Pure Seed Book. Look at this. What a joy. Look at that. That's cool. And then we got this, where I can cut this out and then cover this with something else. Eee, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Again, with the, I just love tomatoes. Potatoes, tomatoes, squash, jelly melon, a kiwano, or African horned cucumber. Now that is interesting, guys, but you know what? For me, it's a total because of all of the seeds. See, there's very little flesh in that cucumber. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I mean, yeah, but no. The African melon mix. They don't look like they get very big. And I did plant cantaloupe as well. These are your, those look like lemon cucumbers. Plum grannies. I don't know. Melon pie. You can get melon pie. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Wow, that sounds good. All right, so there we go. There's that one. And then here's this one. Look at that. That is just so cool. So basically, they're the same. Different. Wow, that's cool. Serranos. I did plant some green chili and jalapenos. So hopefully they'll make something. And then here's another one. So I think there were 4 of these total. So I was pretty excited, extremely excited to be able to receive these. And so what I want to do is use that sunflower placemat. I'll just show you guys the moon and stars, but I'm going to take all of these out that I find. Where'd it go? Those ordering pages. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with these. Okay, guys, did I cover everything? I got a new cutting board from Temu. I got my birds and blooms. Got some other stuff on order. And I'm off to El Paso to go visit a Dollar Tree just for fun. And hopefully 5 and below. See what Texas has to offer. So anyhow, I'll be in your state today, Miss Sandy. And anybody else out there in Texas, big Texas howdy and shout out. So I'll be visiting your state today. Well, guys, thank you for watching, and thank you for being a part of my channel. You're truly appreciated, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for crafting with the Diva today. I truly appreciate you spending this creative time with me. If you've enjoyed this project, please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, keep it creative, keep it inspired, and I'll see you soon.